Hey, what's up? Welcome to Ram's Math Class. Yes, something about me. I am Filipino American and I've been teaching grades 6, 7, and 8 for guess what? 30 plus years already. And that's back in the Philippines and in the USA. And back in 2020, 2014, I won NYC Big Apple Teacher Award and Hometown Hero Award. And my YouTube channel is Rampage Math. My email, of course, is ramilbuenaventura@rencharter.org. Now, these are the digital apps that we will be using. Okay, so let's start with Google Classroom. Everybody should have gotten an invite already to join Google Classroom. Everything, information, handouts, news, grades will all be in Google Classroom. And then sometimes we will take some formative and mastery tests. Okay, you will see them in formative and in quizzes. You will get an invite and you'll have to accept because these are all based on Google email. Okay, my path, Edgenuity, is when you do independent learning. You did this over the summer, and I will use it again because there are some skills that you need to review so that you'll be ready for the current grade level. And of course, some videos will come from Rampage Math. This is my YouTube page. Be sure you subscribe so that you will get notification about what the latest videos are. And just by going to Rampage Math, you can learn most of the lessons this year. You will also need your Power School, of course. Power School is where all the grades are. And, if there are situations when we need to learn from home, you will use Zoom. And again, the Zoom, you will get invites, and these are all connected to your Google account. For group math games, sometimes we will use Kahoot and quizzes. Quizzes will need your Renaissance account as well. Kahoot, yes, I think you also need it. For independent math games, you can go to Cool Math Games. When there's nothing else to do, I will allow you to play on your own. Okay, supply list, your graph notebook. Okay, it has to have the graph. If it's not graphed, you'll be having a hard time making all those graphs, charts that we need to do in math. Okay, be sure you have one notebook and it will last a whole year. A supply of mechanical pencils. Okay, I will collect 3 pencils from each one of you so that you'll have an extra, but the rest you keep it for yourself. I will also get one of your lead refills so that it will be our class supply. Your calculator, the TI-30XA. I'm very specific about it. If you got a different calculator, you better learn how to use that on your own. And then the plastic folder, it should have pockets. I will tell you what to do with the pockets of this folder. I will explain that in a separate slide. And you should also have a wired headphone or earbuds if you can connect that to the school Chromebook. That's meant for independent learning. Now, daily routine. What do we do every day in math? You line up outside the classroom. Do not enter until I tell you to do so. Next. You enter the room silently and proceed to your assigned seat. Do not go to your classmate's seat and you have to be quiet. Once you're seated, you begin the do now. Naturally, you bring out all your supplies before you could do the do now. And while you're doing that, your homework is beside you because I'll be going around grading your accomplished homework or undone or not done homework. Discussion of the do now, a quick discussion. Some classmates will explain, some classmates will share their answers. And then there's a mini lesson, an introduction that will help you learn the lesson for the day. So there's a practice, you're learning it on your own, and you'll be coached by your teachers and some peer tutors. and then generalization, or at the end, it could be a presentation if we have group work, and lastly, the homework. Now, groups in the classroom. We have 8 groups in our classroom. This is group A. This is the projector. The ones on this side are the achievers, believers, charismatics, dynamics, energetics, fearless, the grit, and the helpfuls. Okay. And on your table, you will see a number. That number is your table number. And how does that work? Student 1 and 2 are the study buddies. Student 3 and 4 are study buddies. So when I ask you to pair up, talk to your study buddy, you know whom to talk to. 1 and 2 together, 3 and 4 together. And you'll be partners for the whole year. And when I say group work, it's the whole table of 4. Okay? So the notebook and the folder organization. Let's start with the notebook. Okay, so some pointers. Label with your name and class. That the front cover should have your name and your class. Do it right now. You got your permanent markers. Then there will be a folded marker for each marking period. I'll show you how to do a folded marker. Just do a vertical fold and write your name and class. And write first marking period. And then you will write on both sides of the notebook. Don't just write on the right side. Both sides should have writings on it. Use pencil only. No markers, no crayons, no pens in a math notebook. And then you start a new page each day. If you're done with this new page, move on to the next page. And then we will label it with the date on the upper right. Do now. Copy the... Okay, how to do the do now? Start by writing the answers immediately. Number 1, show your answer. Number 2, show your answer. Once you're done answering, only then will you copy the questions. Okay? And then notes. Sometimes I give notes, some practice, or things to remember. Write it as a heading. For your folder, okay, you'll get your marker again. There are 2 pockets inside. On the right side, write the word old, and on the left side, write the word new. So what's the point of that? Whenever I give you a handout, that goes on the right side. It goes over here, or the left side rather, because it's new. Once we're done with that, we've answered it, we've graded it, we checked it. You will transfer it on the other side that says old. Okay, so from the new one comes here, and the old one goes there. Clear? All right. And mark done and current labels. No, mark with the new and the current labels. All right, so for my class, I only have 5 basic rules. Remember, number 1 is to be on time. I will not accept students being late. Once you see my doors are closed, that means you're late. Majority of your classmates are in. You better be inside my room. There are consequences for being late. Number 2, bring all your math materials. They should be together. Your notebook, your folder, your pencil, your calculator. Okay, do not forget any of these items because I will not let you go back to your locker for repeated times. Number 3, no eating or gum chewing in the room unless I allowed you. Okay. Number 4, keep hands and feet to yourself. Okay, no hurting each other. No touching. And number 5, stay at your assigned seats at all times. You're not allowed to move from one place to another at your own desire. You'll have to ask permission from the teacher. Okay, next. Positive rewards. Okay, since I gave you already the rules in my class, what do you get if you faithfully follow the rules? A verbal praise. I will say good things to you in front of the class or quietly in private. Happy slips. I will explain what a happy slip later on. TRCS values selfie. You'll take a picture with the values. I will explain what the values are, and I will send that to you, and maybe I could send it to your parents. Town hall shout outs. Okay, during meetings with the middle school, your name will be acknowledged. And parent calls. I call parents if there's a remarkable improvement on your part. And lastly, I will give you certificates at the end of the year. If you don't follow the rules, there are consequences too. Verbal warning. Or I could tell you, yo, that's your warning. Be quiet. Stop playing. It could be a written warning. Under the RAM minders, I will write down your name with tallies. Parent call. I will call your parent, and I call your parent anytime I want, immediately, because it's so difficult to continue teaching in my class with such behavior. I will call them because you don't listen to me. Probably you listen when your parents are the ones talking to you. And referral to the student support, Vinny. You don't want to be sent to Vinny. And removal of classroom privileges. Happy slips. We never did this last year, but I will try to implement happy slips this year. Okay, you will get a small slip of paper with a check whether you're showing respect, scholarship, responsibility, or school community, depending on what good deed you've done. I'll write your name and your class, and you will collect them and tape them or glue them at the back of your notebook. You can redeem rewards at the end of the marking period. These are the rewards that you're going to get. 3 happy slips. Show me 3 happy slips. I'll change all your 45s to 75 for your homework. Show me 6 happy slips. The 45s becomes 95s. And then, for one only, not for all. Okay? If you show me 9 happy slips, you could use as a test booster. That means plus 5 in any test. For example, you got a 75, it becomes an 80. 12 happy slips, a super test booster, plus 10 in any test. 15 plus 1 in the marking period report card. Okay? 25 happy slips plus 2 in the marking period report card. Okay? Listening skills. Okay, how will I know if you're listening to me? Number one, there should be eye contact. I should be looking at your eyes. Yeah, your eyes. Okay, your eyes are not somewhere else. Try to connect it with the speaker. Do not look at other things. Number two, body language. Face the person. Your body position should show interest. I should not be talking at your back. Move it to show that there is interest. Okay? Next, affirmation. You agree verbally. Ah, yes. If you don't agree, you can do that. Show facial expression. You were shocked at what I said. That will give me a verbal cue for myself if you're still interested or not. And then, number 4, question. Okay, after I'm done, don't just interrupt me. After I'm done, you can ask clarifying or probing questions. Excuse me, Ram, can you explain that part again? Excuse me, Ram, what is the meaning of the word denominator? See, it's okay. So those are the listening skills. Now, how do we hand out materials to students? Okay, suppose I'm here, I'm the teacher handing out materials to you. Okay, I distribute them from the front. I'm here in front, and I will send it to you, okay, going that way to the back. Done by 6 counts. This is take 1, and then you pass the whole bunch of papers. Okay, remember, take before you give to the next person. So I will count 1, all the paper is here. 2, it goes to the next person. 3, the next person. 4, 5, then 6. Then everybody got a paper for your column or row. Now, suppose you want to return papers back to me. The last table starts with count 1. And then I remember, receive before you give. Be sure you got the papers or the materials from the back before, or from the side, before you give it to the next person. Remember, yours on top. Whatever you receive, put it on top. Whatever you receive, put it on top. And it's all done in 6 seconds. For example, 1, this guy's paper is over there. 2, you give it to that person. Number 2, students put his or her paper on top. I say 3, your paper on top of all the pile. 4, your paper on top of all the pile. And then 5 and 6. 6, all the papers should be in front. Now, when you do not know, don't just raise your hand and ask help from Ram. These are the steps. Review your notes first, your handouts, your class posters. Okay, if it's not answered by all of these resources, ask your study buddy quietly. Hey, buddy, how do you do the adding of fractions? I forgot. Can you show me, please? See, and you're talking in a silent way. And then if it's not answered, then you can ask your group mates among the group, anybody here who can help me with number 3? See? And if these steps 1, 2, 3 don't work, the last one is me. Ask your teacher or the other teachers in the classroom. Noise level 0, teacher talks. I don't need to explain this. Noise level 1, only one classmate, student talks, and everybody listens. 2, noise level 2 means two people talking with each other, study buddy talk. Partner 1 and 2 talk with each other, and then 3 and 4 they talk with each other. And lastly, noise level 3 is group talk. Okay, the noise level is a little bit up, but you know, it's all accountable. You can hear it, but work is being done. Hand signals. Okay, when you want to go to the bathroom and stuff, so some of the students know this already. 1 is emergency, nurse. 2, you walk, you run to the bathroom, 2 fingers. 3 is like a W, that's for water. L is for locker, 5 fingers, that's help or questions or concern. Okay? Grading system. There are 4 marking periods in the year. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and 4. For each quarter, 60% of your grade will come from tests and quizzes. 20% will be classwork. And 20% will be homework. So homework is just 20%. You can say, oh, I'm doing my homework every day. Whoa, you only got 20%. You have to show the bigger part of 60% and get higher grades in the test. Okay? And the passing grade is 70. Anything below 70 is scaled. It's not your real grade. It was adjusted because we're not allowed to give a 30 or a 20 or a 10. Okay? 0 means 50. Okay? That means you got 0. And no work done, nothing was turned in, that's a 45. Independent work. What happens when I say this is independent work? The do now is independent work. Always try your best. Leave others on their own. Observe your strengths and difficulties. Never give up. No talking to others. And examine all the possibilities. You're on your own. Do not bother anybody. Study buddy work. Study buddy work is when you pair up. See, pair up. Ask questions with each other. Respect the thoughts of the other. Take turns. Okay? Never give up, of course. If you give up, somebody will help you. Explain your answer and reflect on the process. Hey, thank you for helping me. Okay, we could do better if you showed me an example. And stay with your partner. You don't go to another partner which is not designated to you unless you ask permission. Group work. What happens in group work? Get along, respect others, on task at all times, use audible voices, participate. Sometimes I will assign leaders in the group. I could say student 1 is the facilitator, student 2 is the recorder, student 3 is the materials in charge. There will be assignments also, so participate. S, you support each other. Don't just rely on one classmate doing all the work. Okay, math syllabus is what we learn for the whole year. Just scan this, you will see the sequence of what lessons we're going to study for the whole year. Show this to your parents as well. Lastly, math means mistakes allow thinking to happen. It's okay to commit mistakes. Even I commit mistakes, even if I'm a teacher. But whenever I go through that process, it allows me to reflect, to think again, and revise my answer. And remember, RAM, results. The results that you want is equal to action. Action when you do the work, and motivation, something from your heart. You're motivated to learn. You're motivated to achieve. You're motivated to be a better version of yourself. Okay? So that's Rampage Math, and that's this school year. Everything you need to know. If you need more details, just approach me, email me, or ask a questions. Thank you.